How's it going, guys? Back out here. Just taking care of some things. Little trick. If you guys are using JB Weld and it's cold out, cool in your garage, cool in your house, just get some warm water and lay the tubes in there. Then you take it out, the stuff's warm and it flows out better. Just figured I'd show you guys that. Think I got enough? So with that, as cast, no sanding on it whatsoever. Okay, as cast. Let's leave them in there. Leave them in there for a couple of days. I'm going to crack them open. And the reason I'm going to do that is I have a piece of wood under this car in case the imaginary engine and transmission drip. There's a piece of wood under there. Okay. And on that wood is clumps of Bondo. And that piece of wood was laying with transmission fluid on it and some rags for years. Okay. And I have one of the pucks. I peeled it off and I cracked it. And from what I could see, after all that time, that oil penetrated just the skin surface of that Bondo. I would have figured that the oil would have been straight through it, considering it was about, how thick was it? Not that thick. Maybe one more of these thick. I would have figured the oil would have been straight through. But yet the amount that it penetrated was probably as thin as that. So I'm just curious now. Technically, that's what you're supposed to have on the car. If you're one of those metal gods, that's what you have on your car. Okay. If what I understand is the truth, if you weld up the panel, just say the quarter panel on the back, say I weld it and I just spot weld it, I don't fully weld it around, and let's just imagine it's not going to flex and the Bondo's not going to crack. Let's just pretend. And I put some Bondo on it. Say I put on, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch of Bondo. It doesn't really matter. Right to metal, like they say you could do. And that water comes in from in between the wells. I would assume that the water would wick into the Bondo, and as it wicks into the Bondo, it would spread to the sides. And that's when you take it off, you see the rust so far away. It always made me wonder that if you etched it first, everything globbed it up into, all the open welds and stuff like that, that if the water came through, it would penetrate the Bondo. How long would it take before it penetrated through the etch primer and back to the metal? Would it slow the process down? I always wondered that. Because as you read, you could do it both ways. You could put this stuff on a material, you could put it to bare metal at like an 80 scratch, which is the way I learned, so that's the way I do it. And most of the cars I work on never see the rain. They're lucky they see a hose. So I don't really have problems with the stuff coming back. That's why I could have actually caved and paved that back quarter if I wanted to. Depending on what Junior's going to do with this. If it was my car, it wouldn't matter. So I'm just curious what this is going to do. And I don't know. I pictured this absorbing it, being its talc. And I pictured absorbing it more once you scuff it. Okay, but here's the deal. The water isn't coming from the outside where the paint is. So use your Bondo and you sanded it nice, and here you just lay a paint on it. The water isn't coming this way. Supposedly the water's coming this way from areas that are re-rotting. Say it was thin as paper and they poke through. So the moisture has to be coming into a skinned surface, like when you peel it off your squeegee. And that's what the surface it's hitting. So if I scuff it, that defeats the whole purpose. I want to see what it does like this, just out of curiosity. With that said, next video I'll give you some updates on the manifold.